Number 5, Lighten Up. Here's a clip.
And I never wanted to hurt you. I didn't mean to make you cry. Yeah. But you always get what you want from me, don't you? With a teardrop in your eye. I say, oh, baby, you're pushing too hard. You're pushing too hard. You got to lighten up. You're pushing too hard. You're pushing on me. You're pushing too hard, baby.
Now, this song doesn't have a lot of structure. It's kind of all over the place, but there's some killer playing on here. And Sam seems like he's kind of walking through the song. You're pushing too hard. You're pushing too hard. Lighten up. He throws lighten up in there the way he throw in up next. The music is totally outweighs the vocals, but I do like this song because it's got a strong rock bass to it. What do you think of this one?
I love the solo on this one.
Yeah.
And it's not even like he's wanking on the guitar or anything. He just starts almost like this power chord for the solo and goes right into it.
Yeah.
Again, just another great solo from Joe, and I think that might be my favorite part of the song right there.
Yeah, very true. Again, Joe being the MVP again. Now we are in the middle of the album, and this is where it comes to a screeching halt.
Yes.
With Come Closer.
To me.
Here's a clip.
I'm worried, babe, about going the distance. Just come closer. Come closer to me. Come closer. Baby, come closer to me.
Now this is a waste of an attempt on a moody ballad that is really half-baked. The song meanders. There's really no soul to it. The only one who shines here, believe it or not, is Michael Anthony, as he has some really interesting bass line on here. But this is getting very soft now, this album. When it comes to this, right here in the center, it's starting to lose its grip.
Yeah, no, it is very soft. I thought the best part you were going to say was Joe's solo.
I didn't want to be repetitive because Joe's solo is fantastic all the time.
But that's the thing. Like, you can always count on Joe for a decent solo.
Yes.
And sometimes he saves the song, like, just barely.
Yeah.
But this is definitely like, I'm not a ballad person. It really has to be good. And this is, really not that good. It's, Sammy trying to get in touch with his inner feelings. And, this is a guy who wrote Pound Cake, so good luck with that, Sam.
Exactly. Now, this one is goddamn atrocious. Number 7, it's called 3.5 Letters. Here's a clip.
I just returned from Afghanistan, spent 4 years in the military service. I'm 24 strong, and I can't find work in my hometown. Married with one beautiful son, 7 months old today. Never had a chance to buy a home, can't afford the apartment we've been living in. Moving in with Debbie's parents, whose home is now in foreclosure. Can you help? I need a job! I need a job! I'm willing to work, but I need a job! Stand in the streets with a sign in my head. I'm willing to work, but I need a job!
Now, dude, this is a fucking mess. Talk about filler. This song is brutal. It sounds like Hagar was running out of lyrical ideas, so he started randomly reading letters into the mic to fill vocal space, interspliced with him screaming, I need a job! I'm willing to work! I need a job! I'm willing to work! I mean, wow. This makes Amsterdam sound like fucking Stairway to Heaven. I mean, honest to God, there was some cool, crunchy guitar, but I'm not crazy with the way it was recorded, too. The guitar's like a little fuzzy and underplayed. I almost feel like it's a little low in the mix on this one. What do you think of this?
Really? You think it's low in the mix?
I don't know. It's just, it's not as clear and crisp as some of the other solos.
No, that's true, but I think they were going for that distorted sound.
Maybe.
I think so. Because Sam really wanted like a big, like, heavy riff behind these letters he was reading, which, by the way, this might be the laziest Sam has ever been.
I mean,
right? Because he's basically So I'll say two things. Number one, it's as lazy as he's ever been because he's basically just reading letters for lyrics. By the way, Sam, could you at least give the people who wrote the letters some songwriting credit? I mean, they need a job, Sam. Throw them some money. That's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
You basically stole their letters for free.
Yeah.
You know? That's number one. But on the flip side, I will say conceptually, I see what Sam was going for.
Yeah.
I mean, this was during the Great Recession.
Yep.
You know, people were out of work, and there were stories like this all the time. And it is heartbreaking to hear when he starts reading these letters. It still kind of gets to me this day.
Of course.
You know, especially like the half letter at the end with the kid. And it's like, you know, it's horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible what's going on there.
Well, the song is called 3.5 Letters. It feels like 3.5 hours. And honest to God, on top of that, it really makes you kind of annoyed because I understand, like you say, he's going for a socially conscious type of thing, which is fine. But it's like there's ways to go about that. Like, he's too straightforward and there's no nuance to it. He's screaming, I need a job, I'm willing to work. There's no poetry to it. There's no nothing. It's like, and then he's just reading the letters into the mic. And there's some good music here, but he just, I don't know, Sammy, he just doesn't shape it properly. And you know, by the time I get to this song, I want to say, Sam, all right.
No, well, that's true. So every once in a while, Sam will try and write something with, you know, some kind of social message or something.
Right, yeah.
But you're right. But subtlety is not his strong suit.
No.
So he's either all in or he's all out.
I know.
So on this one, he is all in.
Okay.
And again, I get what he's going for. I do like the rawness of the music underneath and what Joe's doing there. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I mean, kudos to Joe for figuring this out and putting something decent under these lyrics.
Oh, totally.
And the thing about Joe throughout this entire album is that he's really writing for the song. Mm-hmm. And if you know Joe's background, he does mostly instrumental work. So you figure, like, this is going to be tough for Joe. He's not used to writing for, you know, songs that have a chorus with a vocalist.
Right.
He probably can't wait. You know, to do like a 5-minute solo. There's really not a lot of that. He's really writing for the song. You know, he's playing rhythm guitar. He's doing great solos, but they're really not long solos at all, which is really interesting because this album, including the bonus track, clocks in at like 49 minutes for 11 songs.
I know.
Which is not long at all. It's relatively compact and concise. And like we said before, polished. This song is a little rawer than the other songs on the album.
Definitely.
So it does rock a little harder.
Yeah.
But I was going to say it's a bit. No, it's not a bit. It's very heavy-handed.
Yeah, it's very heavy-handed.
In its social message.
Yeah, absolutely. So the album broke down with these two songs, in my opinion, 6 and 7. So we get to number 8, and things pick back up. Now, it's Bigfoot, which is the first single from the record, and the strongest song on the record. Here's a clip.
Tattooing on my arm, on the back of your neck, in between your legs, baby, so you won't forget me. Now don't you worry, it's gonna be alright. I'm in a hurry, I'm gonna drive all night. I'll be there in the morning, you can bet your ass. I got both hands on the wheel, and my feet on the gas.
This is a killer rock track with an infectious groove. It's instantly likable and perhaps the band's best song, period. This was, in my opinion, therefore, it really shouldn't have been buried at number 8. I would have bumped this all the way up to number 2. That's for sure. I love the lyrical hook, and it just works. Sam seems to do well when he's singing about cars. I wish the and I wish the Circle would add this song to their set list. I think this would be great for the Circle, this song. Michael Anthony sounds like Michael Anthony, and he's backing Sammy here, and Satch swoops in about 2 minutes and 30 seconds with a tasty solo. Chad has some walloping thud to his drums. This song just works. If I was going to play somebody one song to represent Chickenfoot, like I say, the Van Halen song, the one song I'd play somebody to represent Van Halen will be Unchained, hence we named the podcast that way. I would say this song, Bigfoot, would be This Is What Chickenfoot Is. It has that incredible rock guitar from Joe. It's got that kind of groove to it from Chad. Mike sounds like Mike. Sam sounds like Sam. And all of this works. So, in my opinion, this all of a sudden goes from 0 to 60 and charges right back up for the album, and now I'm back into the album. You know what I'm saying? So
well, of course it goes from 0 to 60, because you got your big foot on the gas.
Yeah, that's right. I just love the vibe of this song. It's got this kind of like a real grinding, moving forward. It's a good song to work out to, actually, because it's got that really kind of energy to it, you know what I mean? So I love this song. So I'm a big
This song reminds me is the one that sounds the most like it belongs on the first album.
Yes. You never know. You know, it could have been a leftover, but I would think that if they had this song, they would have definitely put it on there because this is a really hot track. Hence, it's the first single. What did you think of this one, Dave? Did you like this one?
Yeah, no, they do have their big foot on the gas. It definitely gets them back on track after the heaviness, and they don't quite hit the target they were going for of 3.5 letters, and the way too ballady Come Closer. Yeah, they're back on track with this one.
Yeah, and now we're getting towards the end of the album. We're getting to number 9, which is Dubai Blues. Here's a clip.
I got more money than your country, like to spend it times 2. But I ain't got you. No, I can't buy you. I said, oh, baby, all I want, but I ain't got you. I said, oh, baby, all I got is a Dubai blues. I got the Dubai blues. Yeah!
Now, this song is solid. It's really, really good. It's musically fun. The vocals swing, and there's lots of room for some tasty licks from Satch, and Chad keeps pushing the groove, giving the song that extra kind of spice to it. I love this song. It's just keeping me going, and it's got that sort of Chickenfoot bite, and it's really pounding. What do you think of this one?
It's good. It's not great, though.
Okay.
Well, first of all, it's so funny that Sam has to write a song about super duper multimillionaires.
Oh, yeah.
And because like he doesn't have enough money, right? So he has to write a song about people that are richer than him and how they have all that money and they're still not happy.
Right.
And it's kind of hard for anybody to identify with the song at that level. When Sam is like, I got to write about people who are richer than I am. It's very disconnected from people who are listening to the music. It's not even a blues song, interestingly, even though they call it Dubai Blues.
Yeah.
I mean, the song is decent. It's not bad, but
Right.
I just don't see it as a standout on the
I would
album.
also think that this should be bumped further up in the track listing, and I think it doesn't really make sense to put so low in the track listing here. Anyway, on to technically the last song of the album, Something Going Wrong. Here's a clip. Now, this song almost has a moody country tune vibe to it. It's a little bluesy flavor. It doesn't sound like Chickenfoot. This has a bit of that solo Sammy Hagar vibe. It almost reeks of Leaving the Warmth of the Womb from 1997's Marching to Mars. It's muddling. It doesn't exactly know where it wants to go, and it's almost like it's going along, and then it ends. And you're like, what the hell was that? And what even annoys me even more is that when Chickenfoot had the fucking balls to put out a best of album with 2 fucking albums, they put this song on there, which I definitely would not have included. I thought that was ridiculous. But what do you think of this one?
The beginning of the song didn't do much for me. I actually kind of liked the meandering towards the end, probably because that's Joe soloing.
Yeah.
I thought that worked well. I thought that kind of saved the song because the way they worked it worked well for me because whenever an artist ends an album with a slow song, I'm like, oh, you're going to kill the momentum this way? This is how you're going to do it? So when I first heard the song, I was kind of like,